Hi, today we're going to do lesson 5-4, multiplying and dividing fractions. When you multiply fractions, you multiply the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. So multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators, and if you need to, you simplify. So step 1, multiply the numerators. 3 times 4 is 12. Multiply the denominators. 7 times 5 is 35. 12 and 35 have no common factors, so that is already simplified for us. Okay, let's do 2 more together, and then you can do 2 more on your own. Okay, so 2/5 times 1/3. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. So that answer is 2/15. Okay, next one, we've got -5/6 times 2/3. -5 times 2 is -10. 6 times 3 is 18. You'll notice these are both even, so they're both divisible by 2. That gives us -5/6. Now I would like you to press pause on your playback and work this problem and this problem on your own. Then when you're finished, come back, press play, and see how you did. So go ahead and press pause now. Okay, let's see how you did. We had 7 times 5, 8 times 9. 7/8 over, times 5/9. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 9 is 72. The second question I asked you to do, -1/4 times -3/8. -1 times -3 is 3. 4 times 8 is 32. So you should have gotten 3/32. Okay, sometimes you can simplify before you multiply. So you look and you see if there's something on the top that can be simplified with something on the bottom. Okay? For example, 9 and 9 are both divisible by 9. So they divide out to 1 and 1. -5 and 15 are both divisible by 5. Don't forget to rewrite that negative. It's -1 and not negative, 3. Okay? 1 times -1 is -1. 3 times 1 is 3. So your answer there is -1/3. Okay, let's try another. Okay, we've got y/4 times 8/11. The 4 and the 8 are both divisible by 4. So divide them both by 4 and you get a 1 on the bottom and a 2 on the top. Y times 2, we always put the number first, so that becomes 2y. And 1 times 11 is 11. So you've got 2y/11. Okay, I've got 3 more problems here. I would like you to try those on your own. So go ahead and press pause, work those 3 out, then press play to see how you did. So press pause now. Okay, let's see how you did. You had 2/3 times 6/7. The 3 on the bottom and the 6 on the top are both divisible by 3. So 3 divides by 3 to get 1, 6 divided by 3 to get 2. So then 2 times 2 and 1 times 7, you get 4/7. Okay, on the next one, we have -5/15 times 21/25. This 5, this -5 and this 25, I canceled those out by dividing both of them by 5. I get -1 on the top, 5 on the bottom. The 15 and the 21, I divided both of those by 3. That gave me 5 on the bottom, 7 on the top. -1 times 7 on the top, and 5 times 5 on the bottom gives you -7/25. And the last one, we had 2x/9 times 3/4. The 2x and the 4 are both divisible by 2. You wind up with x on the top and 2 on the bottom. 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3. You wind up with 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom. X times 1 is x, and 3 times 2 is 6. So you wind up with x over 6. If you had 1x over 6, that is technically correct. This is what I'm really looking for, but I would not count 1x over 6 incorrect. So that would be fine. Okay, when you multiply mixed numbers, first you have to write them as improper fractions. You can't multiply them when they look like this. You have to make them improper, then multiply, and then you're doing okay. And of course, I encourage you to simplify before you multiply. Okay, the area of the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco can be estimated using a rectangle 3 2/5 miles long and 1/2 mile wide. When you find an area, you multiply the length times the width. So you've got 3 2/5 times 1/2. Okay, and as I said, we need to make this mixed number into an improper fraction. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So we've got 17 over 5 times 1/2. There is no canceling I can do ahead of time, no dividing I can do right away. 17 times 1 is 17. 5 times 2 is 10. 17 over 10 simplifies out to 1 7/10 of a mile. So 1 7/10 miles would be your answer. Okay, we're going to multiply a few more. I'll do this first one, and then you'll do these two by yourself. Okay, so 3 3/4 times 2/5. 3 3/4. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So you have 15 over 4. And the second fraction stays the same, 2/5. Okay, now there's some canceling you can do. I like to do my canceling in a different color so you can see it better. The 2 and the 4 are both divisible by 2. That becomes a 1 and that becomes a 2. Okay, and the 5 and the 15 are both divisible by 5. That gives you a 1 there and a 3 there. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 over 2 is 1 and 1/2. Okay, so what I would like you to do now is press pause and then work this problem and this problem on your own and then check back to see how you did. Okay, let's check how we did. 2/3 times 1 2/7. 1 2/7. 1 times 7 is 7, plus 2 is 9. So that gives us 2/3 times 9/7. 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3. That gives you a 1 on the bottom and a 3 on the top. 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 times 7 is 7. Okay, our next problem is negative 2 5/6 times 1 3/5. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Okay, so those are our new top numbers. We have 17 over 6 times 8 over 5. 6 and 8 are both divisible by 2. That gives you a 3 on the bottom and a 4 on the top. Negative 17 times 4 is negative 68. Ooh, look at that. I forgot my negative sign. Okay, and negative 68 over 3 times 5 is 15. And I bet I forgot my negative there. Yep, it is negative 4 8/15. Okay, when you divide fractions, if you say, what is 2 divided by 1/2? That's saying how many halves are there in 2? So if I have 2 oranges and I cut them both in half, how many halves do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 divided by 1/2 equals 4. Okay, let me fix that divided by sign and that equal sign real quick. Okay, so what we do is we use the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal. That should be the number that looks, or the word that looks familiar to you, reciprocal. And we multiply. Okay, so it's actually 2 times the reciprocal of 2 or 1/2, which is 2 over 1. 2 times 2 over 1 is 4. Let's do some examples. 2/9 divided by 2/5. Okay, we're going to rewrite this division problem as a multiplication problem, and the second number is going to be flipped. So we rewrite the first number, 2/9. We pull a multiplication sign instead of a division sign, and we flip the second one. It becomes 5/2 instead of 2/5. Then, because we can, we go ahead and simplify. Our 2's are both divisible by 2. Okay? Then, 1 times 5 is 5, and 9 times 1 is 9. So the answer is 5/9. Okay? Let's look at the second one. -1/4 divided by 1/2. You rewrite the first number, -1/4. You put a multiplication sign. You flip the second one. So that becomes 2/1. And then, because we can, we're going to simplify. The 2 and the 4 are both divisible by 2. -1 times 1 is -1. 2 times 1 is 2. So my answer is -1/2. Now I'd like you to work this problem and this problem on your own. So press pause and work those out. Okay, let's see how you did. So first you rewrite 5a/8. Then you write a multiplication sign. And then you flip 2/3, it becomes 3/2. There's nothing that can be canceled. You multiply across and get 15a/16. On the second problem, you rewrite the first numbers, 3b/7. Write a multiplication sign. Flip the second number, it becomes 7/6. And you'll notice the two 7's are both divisible by 7. They become 1's. And the 3 and the 6 are both divisible by 3. 3b becomes b, and 6 becomes 2. And when we multiply across, b times 1 is b, and 1 times 2 is 2. Our answer is b/2.